Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 793, Be Thou My Vision. Lots of history with this hymn. Inspiration seems to be taken from Jeremiah 9, chapter 9, verses 23 to 34. And we have different texts before we see the text that we have here. First of all, we have the English prose in 1905 by Mary Bryne, or Bryn, B-Y-R-N-E. And then in 1912, Eleanor Hall used Bryne's translation to create a 12-couplet poem. So let's hear the original 1905 version, because I think it gives us an idea of where the writer was going with this. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. None other is aught but the King of the seven heavens. Be thou my meditation by day and night. May it be thou that I behold even in my sleep. Be thou my speech, be thou my understanding. Be thou with me, be I with thee. Be thou my Father, be I thy Son. Mayst thou be mine, may I be thine. Be thou my battle shield, be thou my sword. Be thou my dignity, be thou my delight. Be thou my shelter, be thou my stronghold. Mayst thou raise me up to the company of the angels. Be thou every good to my body and soul. Be thou my kingdom in heaven and on earth. Be thou solely chief love of my heart. Let there be none other, O high King of heaven. Till I am able to pass into thy hands my treasure, my beloved, through the greatness of thy love. Be thou alone my noble and wondrous estate. I seek not men, nor lifeless wealth. Be thou the constant guardian of every possession and every life. For our corrupt desires are dead at the mere sight of thee. Thy love in my soul and in my heart, grant this to me, O King of the seven heavens. O King of the seven heavens, grant me this, thy love to be in my heart and in my soul. With the King of all, with him after victory won by piety, may I be in the kingdom of heaven, O brightness of the sun. Beloved Father, hear my lamentations. Timely is the cry of woe of this miserable wretch. O heart of my heart, whatever befall me, O ruler of all, be thou my vision. So interestingly enough, that's obviously a little too long to be sung, so it would make sense that Eleanor Hall in 1912 would create a 12-couplet version. And even with the hymn verses we have today, still some of those are left out. But what we also should point out is that the words are believed to be by St. Patrick, or at least a product of the man known as St. Patrick, who was born in 373 A.D. in Scotland. And what's interesting about the story of St. Patrick is when he was 16, he was kidnapped by pirates and taken as a slave to Ireland. There in Ireland, he gave his life to Jesus Christ. He then escaped, but then he came back around 30, and he returned to the people that originally kidnapped him with the Latin Bible and shared the good news of Christ in Ireland, one of the major breakthroughs of Christ in the country of Ireland. So very interesting there, and most people believe that Be Thou My Vision undoubtedly comes from this spiritually rich time. The tune, Slane, which is an Irish tune, interestingly enough, is from the 8th century, and it's named after Slane Hill, which was an event recorded. The king at that time decreed that no one could start a fire or kindle a fire or light a fire before the king did to announce the start of the pagan spring festival. Well, guess what? St. Patrick decided that he would not obey that decree. He was defiant, but the king was so impressed by that he pardoned St. Patrick and allowed him to continue his missionary work in Ireland. So what a lovely story. Of course, there's a lot of challenge and struggle within, but it really shows that God wins. And of course, one day all will bow down to Christ. This is also based, many believe, off the breastplate text from St. Patrick. That is also found in another hymn, I believe, I Bind Unto Myself Today, which is based on that text. So here's Be Thou My Vision. that last verse, the text is, light of my soul, after victory won, may I reach heaven's joys, O heaven's son. Heart of my own heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all. Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.